Hi everyone, it's video time again. So comments this year and pads in general, wild times. So what I wanted to do was go through a test case about what do you do if you have one of the students in that special category. You have a student who is in an NX class that requires those 7 to 12 different comments. Um, First, I'll review like what that means. You can see it from my email, but sometimes it's easier to hear it. And I know that this is entirely new. This is the text directly from the DOE, right? I'm not going to read through it. This isn't a class. I'm just going to break it down, right? So for grades 6 and 7, this is the 7 to 12 comments are only for a student that failed ELA and or math. Cool. So if you're an ELA or math teacher for 6 to 7, this will apply to your failing students. For grade 8, this extends to math, ELA, math, science, social studies, the 7 to 12 comments. And then for 9 through 12, this is the NX grades courses. So you've been working with your grade teams, you've been working with Ms. Park or Mr. Diaz, and you should be aware of who these people are. If you have a question about what constitutes an NX person at this point for high school, Park and Mr. Brantz are probably the best people to go to. I can try to help, but it's not really, my purview is more just coordination, collection, processing of all this information. I'm not necessarily a decision maker on this stuff. So this is for those attending summer school. Okay, 712 comments. You open up pads, you see this. You see 1, 2, 3, and then this narrative box now. That's not 7 to 12. What do? I should note that if you are, for many cases, if you have a student who is passing like normal, you only need the 2 comments like normal. Yes, you have way more to choose from that I'll look at, but you just need, it's normal stuff. It's all good. This video is specifically for those who failed an NX class. So this is what we have been directed to do, which I will show you. So this is by spreadsheet, but we have this pads file through scheduler for this. So the first 3, we're going to do in comments 1, 2, and 3, just like you normally would. So I'm going to use this test case here. Let's say, for example, this student, say I was teaching algebra, and that this student failed. They were going to receive a grade of NX, and that they were going to have to go to summer school. And so I need to give them 7 to 12 comments. So the first couple you can do, comment 1, 2, and 3, are just normal. Let's take a look at this list now. We have, this is the worst. Can we take a moment to look at this design? You have a scrolling thing, and then you have select an option, and it's the same thing. It's not like a heading. This is horrible design. Anyway, I'm not here to critique the design of scheduler. All of these things, I did not realize that they would actually still have the original codes. So all of your standard codes that begin with a 1, any of the 1000 codes are still there. And then it starts again at school specific, and many of these are the exact same thing, just built with the new version of 2000. If you'll notice, this is where we're at. We're not halfway. There are many more options available to you. So what they want you to do is, is there anything specific? No, they have listed codes. Okay. So the goal of it is to help the summer school teacher somehow. Whether or not they actually use it, no que sea. And wow, Holy crap, there are a lot of them, aren't there? Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh yikes. This isn't even, oh boy. Oh boy. This is my first time looking through this. Yikes, they're not even broken up by department anymore, are there? Ew. Wait, science. Did I miss a math heading? Oh boy. This is not fun, folks. If you're going through this experience like me, sorry you just watched this. If I could edit videos, I would cut them. All the new comments are also in this spreadsheet. So if you're trying to find one for algebra, you can set up and filter this spreadsheet. You can go specifically to algebra. So maybe I'll go in here, in algebra. Here's a bunch of the standards that would come up in an algebra class. And so maybe I'll choose, and you notice there's this pattern of exceeds, meets, or in progress, exceeds, meets, in progress. You'll probably have a lot of in progress or meets for these students. Try your best, try your best. No one knows what's going on. Try your best to find the best thing that matches, that could give someone some information about these specific kinds of things. So they tried to expand it. So maybe this student, they don't know how to solve equations and inequalities graphically. They have a pretty good understanding of it on paper. So maybe I'll put down, maybe I'll put down 2587 for one. Maybe I'll do 2591 for another, and then I pick, I keep going and put another. Let's say this one, 2575. Okay, we have done 3. We need at least 7. It says 7 to 12. Sounds like 7 to me, but however many that is for you. So let's say they need to put another one. I want to put in progress towards meeting this. Well, if I go here, we need to use the narrative. For each row in the grade column, blah, 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 blah. For comments beyond 3, select comments by text, not by number, by text from the Comments tab as needed and copy-paste them into the column labeled Narrative. Teachers must separate the comments using a semicolon and repeat this process as necessary. You should use those specific competencies that they need support. So that's why I was going into algebra and looking for the specific things as best I can to give any guidance. So they're not really looking for works well collaboratively here. Fine, any student can work well collaboratively. I love that code too, but it's not, might not be the time and place for it for the students that failed. So say I want to add in that they're in progress for performing arithmetic operations on polynomials. It said the text, it did not say the ID. So I need to take this text, copy it, go into here, paste it, semicolon, space, do another. This is going to be frustrating and a little bit annoying. You may want to think of something you can do. Maybe you want to do this in a Word document first and then copy paste the whole thing in. Maybe you're comfortable going through this, take this, copy, go to the end. Can't use arrows because it's a grid. Oof, this is tough. This is a little frustrating. Paste. You know what? I'm just going to say, what you should do? You should open up a new Google Doc, a new Word document somewhere, and you should do it on paper first. I'm just saying this is better. Do this. Sorry you're seeing this work in progress. Do this first. Find the comments you want. Find those 4 to 9 additional comments. I need one more for my pretend student. Go in through here. Now I have my 4 comments. I have followed the instructions as needed and copy paste them into the column labeled Narrative and separate the comments with a semicolon. Repeat this process as necessary. I have done that. These are all with a semicolon. I repeated it 4 times, which was necessary, and now I have gone in and done this. This student is now considered done. Now say this student passed, fine. Got 93, no problem. You know, I don't know what I go through when I use my normal codes for this. You know, I don't know, excellent student, you know, participates all the time, so maybe, you know, asked relevant questions, maybe, you know, works well collaboratively. You know, I don't know, you know, like but the codes that apply to this student, maybe if you were teaching, if I'm an algebra teacher, hopefully this would be more specific, like something he was particularly good at, I would put that comment. I teach comp sci. There aren't specific comp sci ones. That's why I use these so much. Okay. One final thing, make sure, this should always be the case, even in the normal life, make sure you're using the most accurate average you have. We have report card marking period 1, report card marking period 2, and we have scheduler average number 3. I should have saved that. Please note, this is only for marking period 4. Marking period 3 is like normal. Easy times. Easy times. Remember, if you're a middle school teacher, you can only use MT or N or I think NX again. Ooh, I should check. I should add that just available. I don't teach middle school. Yeah. MT and NX, 8th grade MT and this is in the email I sent. Future me is saying. Okay, this has been your tutorial on what to do. This is the case of the student who failed an NX class. This is a case of the student who passed this class. This is a high school specific. If I were doing middle school, maybe this would be MT, and they would have the different things. You know, try your best, but please be accurate. It's going to be a nightmare to try to track these down and change. Take your time, start working on it now if you can. Don't save it to Monday. Good luck out there. I think this is the code to turn it off. We'll see. Nope, wasn't it.